welcome to Obidient Family TV. This is Obedient Women. My name is Sharon Enemchuku, and I'm joined by these two beautiful, intelligent women in person of...
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Chinwe. Welcome back to the show.
My name is Ife Grace, and welcome to Obedient Women.
Okay, so today we have an interesting topic. I am really excited to hear what you both have to say concerning this. It's titled the need for men to champion women's issues in politics. So this is a little bit spicy because, you know, since we started this program, it's been all about what women can do, how they should fight this, what they are not doing that they should do, and all of that. But now we are looking at how men can be a part of this movement, and I'm so excited. Are you guys excited?
Definitely. This is men supporting women, so we're going to talk a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all right. Let's start from this. Let's look at how men can actually support women. Let's start from our own personal opinions. What do you think that men should be doing, or do you even think it's a thing that men should support women?
Of course,
you know,
exactly.
You do. Okay. So can you give, is there any personal points you'd want to share?
Yeah, I think firstly, my own personal point is that supporting diverse leaders, in the sense that people that you actually believe in. And when we talk about men campaigning for women issue, a lot of people will be like, 70% of men actually want women to be into politics, but you see that in the reality, it's not actually happening. In the sense that they give women the minor positions, whereby the executive positions are just there for the men. So I think the men can do better by giving the women the chance and giving them, like, by doing that, is encouraging women and all those young girls out there. So I believe
totally
that
agree.
Men should campaign more for women.
I love that. I love that. I need people to understand that men also have a responsibility, because at the end of the day, it's all of us in this country, it's all of us in the world. It's not just women. We need everybody's hand on deck. I mean, if it was a situation whereby we want a new Nigeria and it's just a particular gender, maybe it's just the men or it's just the women that are campaigning for P2B, it wouldn't work.
It's a win-win for both sides.
It's a win-win for everybody. So I don't see the reason why men shouldn't be a part of this.
I wanted to like point on what she said, which I really agree. There is this thing about Nigerians. We give false statistics. Like she said, they would say that men want women to be involved in politics, but in the reality of things, they don't really want us, or even if they want you to be campaign managers or DC or this and that. But when it comes to major positions like being the governor, or any position that requires great responsibility, they have this mindset that it is for the men, which is every time I say this thing, I will always include that this is a problem of the mind in Africa, because recently we saw how the present vice president of America is a female. And if you see the track record, it didn't start from now, so I think this is, like I said, it's a problem of the mind in Africa. If we begin to embrace the fact that this is not gender-based issue, this is capacity problem. Like, if you have the capacity, you should be placed in this position and not feeling like this woman is coming in to override you. And there was something one of us said one time, that this is going to take a long time, to deal with, because there is this mindset about if you're coming into power as a woman, it's a normal thing everywhere, but it's very critical in Africa. If you're coming in as maybe you were vying for the post, okay, let's take it down to the grassroots. Like grassroots in our classes, right? If you want to take the position of the course rep or the class captain, there's this idea, even within the females, they'll tell you that, oh, no, let's give it to this guy, he's the guy, even females are saying it. So, men's involvement, in ensuring that women should be allowed to take position is very critical. When we begin to change our mind, I think there's going to be a shift. That's what I believe. Yes.
I agree with that, because like we've all been saying, this is something that everybody needs to be a part of. I understand that women have the highest, will I say, responsibility in getting themselves out of these things, but it should definitely be all hands on deck. And I think one way that men can do this is to include nominating more women, having hard targets or quotas for women in leadership roles in the party, and ensuring women have the same professional development opportunities as themselves, in the sense that, right, I think it's high time that men start telling themselves the truth.
Okay.
And that they stop being greedy. Because I just believe it's because of that same greediness that they are not willing, or insecurity, feeling insecure, that they're not willing to give women the chance and the space. Okay, let's narrow it down to grassroots, right? You mentioned the fact that some ladies, women also believe that a certain position is meant for men and the rest, and that is so true, because I did a research for my project thesis, and I was actually on the road asking people questions, women, about inheritance and the rest, and it would surprise you to see that there are women who actually believe that this is what it's supposed to be, and that you changing it means you have something
something is wrong with you.
Yeah, something is wrong with you, and they actually believe this, and they are going to protect it at all costs. And if they now see a woman who is trying to get out of that mindset, or to elevate in her career, or to vie for any position, they start to attack you. So of course, not just women, not just men, right? Even women need to start understanding that for real, they need to chill and rethink on a whole lot of things that our culture, our tradition has told us over the years. So yes, I believe that my first point is valid, in the sense that they should nominate more women. Men, I'm talking about men now, having quotas for women in leadership. Like, you know, when women in parliament went to the federal government trying to give 111 seats to women, and you see how the men disagreed. If it was a scenario whereby the men actually supported that, not even maybe even quarter of the men there supported it, it would have actually had maybe a different result.
True.
So yes, I believe that men should work more on just having an open mind, really.
And I think there is this discrimination thing going on, right? Especially in politics. Okay, I don't know this particular country. I just watched it I saw a video on Instagram, and the issue was kind of embarrassing. You know, okay, let me just give just a description, or just a little bit of narration. The woman, this is a political gathering, an African country, but not Nigeria, it's an African country. So they were just arguing about the fact that this woman was, had a monthly visitor, you know, and then instead of the men in the gathering, you know, it's quite embarrassing normally, but then they made it they made it feel so awful. Like, they made her feel so awful about what she's experiencing as a woman, and the way they disregarded her and told her to go back, like to go and change, or
she was stained.
She was stained, and it's just like a political gathering. But then she was trying to buttress her point that if this was a man's situation, you people would not talk to me this way, but because this is a natural thing, and this is a male-dominated space. So you people think that, okay, you should you should go out and exactly, you should go out and change. And the point is that their aggression was not really necessary. I mean, why would you speak to her in that manner? This is a natural thing. So when women are in the midst of this men in politics, there is this discrimination, which maybe to these men, they may not be able to really point out where they are discriminating, but then their action and their words and the way they do things, like you said, when they brought the bill about women being involved in politics, how they disregarded it. Imagine if men, or if it was the men that were clamoring for this change, it would take effect immediately. So discrimination is a big deal. If men begin to work side by side with these women, a lot will change. That's what I believe.
To add up to what you said about nomination, I actually believe in that, but the more reason is that it's not about nominating those women. It's also about voluntary to support them, because you just nominate them so that there'll be women there. I think it's not just about nominating them so that people be like, oh, okay, women are part of this. It's also, are you willing to support them to the front line? So I actually think that's it.
That is interesting, because and first of all, I'm just going to react to this story. Is really touching the fact that she had to be
harassed
because of something that is very natural.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I think it's hypocritical as well, because
Very.
don't you know this is natural?
Exactly.
You have a sister, come on. It's just very funny. And then I think in relation to what you just said, the whole discrimination thing, I think it starts from the home. I think it starts from the family dynamics. And if we are going to start changing this, men as fathers need to own up to these things. First of all, I think they should allow a situation. You know, yesterday we were talking about something, and Pikachu mentioned the liberal family.
Exactly.
Right? I don't think that should actually be a thing. I feel like a father in any normal family, an average Nigerian family, should be able to have a situation or an atmosphere whereby everybody is free to express themselves, to express their opinions. And I feel that men should also, that is fathers, right, should also, all these, there are some, okay, for instance, in the home, right, there are some certain things that they are delegated to the men and to the women. But then those things that are naturally or how culturally delegated to the men, they should start giving those roles to women as well. I feel like if it starts from when your upbringing, because let me not even lie, a man that is trained differently, in the sense that a man that maybe he was a child, right, and his father taught him things like, you should respect a woman, you are not above her, you should learn to listen. That person would definitely be different from someone who was raised in a background where it's the man that has the final say. The woman doesn't have any say in the home, and they treat her as the weaker vessel and all that. So I honestly believe that if you want to change, if men want to start being involved in helping women have better representation in politics and governance, it should start from our homes. It should start from the families.
Yeah, to add up to what you said, I have a friend, she was saying something like she wasn't feeling too well one time like that. And the father told the younger brother to go wash the plate. And she was like, and the guy was like, this is for ladies, this is the work for ladies, something like that. So you see that, like you said, you have to start from the homes, changing that mindset before they go to the...
Exactly. I have male friends actually who, when they were growing up, had this kind of training that I wish was normal. They would cook, they would clean, do the dishes, do laundry, and all that, and they didn't die. They are still, and funny enough, right, they are the most, what would I call them, efficient bachelors right now.
Are you
because
serious?
they don't need a woman.
They can actually do that by themselves.
By themselves. You understand? They don't need a woman to cook or clean for them. They are independent. They're a whole human being. So there are some certain things that are actually crazy that they have said, okay, this is what a woman should do, whereas this is what a human being should be doing. You're a human being. You need to eat. Why don't you need to learn how to cook? You need to clean your environment. You should be healthy.
It's crazy. This mindset is crazy because it reminds me of watching my man that said one time, I love her mindset. I love the way she thinks. She just thinks out of the box. Now, she was saying that it's funny how men depend, like their nourishment is dependent on a woman. You want to be nourished, you want to eat, but then you cannot cook. Well, it doesn't make sense. You need to clean your house. Your house is dirty and your clothes, but then you're getting married, or you want a woman to do all of these things
you're
for you.
Getting married for
this
just
is a very wrong mindset
exactly.
that Nigerians or Africans need to start letting go of, because if we don't, you see this issue of politics, and like you said, it starts from the home. It doesn't just come from nowhere. This is what we adopted while growing up, so it starts from the home.
Okay, I think we should go on a short break, and
Yeah.
then when we come back, let's continue. But before we go on that break, let me just say that we are not shading men. We are not here to we are not bitter about anything. We're just here to proffer solutions. So if you're a man, you're listening to us, just free your mind. Just chill, relax. Let's go on this break. When we come back, we'll be talking more.
Labour Party, Labour Party, to be Labour Party, to be Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote to be Labour Party, Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote to be Labour Party, Labour Party, never say, Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, now want. Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party. Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party.
Mr. Peter Obi's administration built from scratch Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital with 25 building structures. His government funded transformation of massive infrastructural development, accreditation of 12 health institutions and 2 hospitals, and also built 10 maternal and childcare centers across the state. He is the first governor to purchase medical equipment worth over 135 million naira and 50 ambulances for the health sector in Anambra State, which remain functional till today. He built and equipped Dr. Jonwilo Heart Center in St. Joseph Hospital, Adazinnuku, where heart operations are performed. Anambra State is the first state in Nigeria to distribute more than 30,000 computers to secondary schools. Mr. Peter Obi distributed about 700 buses to secondary schools in Anambra State and built 200 primary school blocks. He donated the sum of 300 million naira to Anglican churches and 440 million naira to Roman Catholic churches to rehabilitate their missionary schools. During his tenure, he gave 1 million naira each to more than 160 first-class graduates. To promote reading culture in the state, he went ahead to build a well-equipped library known as Prof. Kennedy Dike Library, Oka. He also rehabilitated the divisional library in Onitsha and gave 500,000 naira to each secondary school in the state to provide library materials. This boosted the student performance from the 26th position in Nigeria to the first position. The security improvement was exceptional as he provided security vehicles to 177 communities in the state. He cleared pension and gratuity owed since 1990 to the tune of about 37 billion naira and also paid monthly stipends to the elderly in the state. Mr. Peter Obi built the first secretariat complex in Anambra State to house the various Anambra State government ministries that were scattered all over the state. His good governance attracted the second largest brewery in the world, known as Sabmela, to build their first greenfield facility in the state. He was recognized by the Millennium Development Goals (MDG) as the best governor in the implementation of their programs in Nigeria. Peter Obi constructed 2 bridges across the popular Agulu Lake in Anyocha local government area of Anambra State at the cost of 2 billion naira. He funded Agulu Lake Hotel project.
Welcome back from that short break. This is Obidient Family TV and you're on to Obedient Women. My name is Sharon Edemchuku and I've been on this topic, the need for men to champion women's issues, with my fellow intelligent, beautiful co-host. Introduce yourself, please.
Obviously, I'm Jessica, if you've been following.
My name is Ife Grace and you're welcome back to the show.
All right. Okay, so before we're on that break, we're talking about how men can actually support women's participation in politics and the things that they can be doing. So these are suggestions, right? And let me just point out that these suggestions, right, we've also talked about these with our male friends and they've agreed with us. So let's just give you our own perspective on how we think that we can actually eliminate the issue of poor representation of women in governance, especially in Nigeria. So we've talked about the need for men as fathers to be able to create a home where the females in that home are, part of decision making, right?
Exactly.
And we've also talked about the need for men to come out openly and support women involvement in politics. Jessica, do you have any more suggestions?
Yeah, I do. I think that it's funny that there was a discussion amongst men, intelligent men, exposed men, not just educated. Like you said, education and exposure are necessary, right? So these men are intelligent and they gathered together to prefer a solution about this whole issue about women not being involved in politics. And it is funny that, first of all, they are feminists. Like I was telling someone about feminism and he was like, okay, feminism is for female, but feminism is for everybody. Everyone should be feminist because there is a reason for it, which we're not going to dive in today. But then what I'm trying to point out is that these men suggested that, like, for instance, when it comes to campaigning, right, you see that these men are going for positions, why these women are clamoring, doing the whole work and everything. Now, what if we interchange these positions? The men be the one to, do the whole work and do the whole fundraising and campaigning and all those things. Why do women run for the position? Exactly. I was talking about this thing with a friend and she was smiling. She actually supported it, but then I was wondering, why are you smiling? Aren't you a woman? Okay, you don't believe that it's possible, right? But then it's very possible because if this men like this who gathered together to prefer solutions about this kind of thing can do this thing, I am telling you that there's going to be a great shift in politics, because women, not just all kinds of women, because when we're talking about women, so people they are seeing themselves in that position, but they don't have the capacity, they don't have the necessary thing, you know, to run this race. We're talking about women who know what's up, women who know about politics, who are able to, who have leadership skills. That's the main thing. So if this men spot women like this, they should be of assistance.
Do you know, I'm just going to hold you there, because you know how, let's just bring it down on the lighter note. You meet men and you're having conversations with them and they go all about how they like intelligent women. Oh, I like an intelligent woman. I don't like all these dimwits. And they're all about that for hours. And then it comes to actually supporting these intelligent women that you claim to love so much. And when it comes to respecting this intelligent woman that is your boss at work, or campaigning for an intelligent woman who is running for a political office, then it's a problem. Then you remember culture. Why?
On the head.
That is
I'm not the tail.
That is really because I saw this, just something going on somewhere, and they were having this conversation, and they were just about intelligent women, and then it was just it just pricked me, because if you love intelligent women so much, why aren't you supporting these women? So I think it's high time we, how do they say, you walk the talk, right? So I think it's high time you work the talk, right, and support these women. And I couldn't agree more. That is that I can understand your friend's perspective. Why she was laughing, because although let's just be real, right? Let's imagine this. Let's imagine this.
This is actually funny though.
So a woman is running for a post, and maybe she's running for the governor of a state. I'm just trying to picture a situation whereby men are actually campaigning. Of course, we have men campaigning for. We have that. We've seen some of these women who are.
But those are in minor roles.
But like, I mean, mainstream, like coming out front line to support this women, it would be so beautiful and it would be so amazing. And then I think we are going to have a topic where we talk about if there is any way men supporting women can actually affect men in any sense, be it emotionally, societal wise, the way their fellow men sees them. I think we should begin to talk about that and just see what we have to say on that. But concerning another point, how I think men can support women, you know how I said the other time that the media does not give enough coverage to female politicians. I feel like what men can do is to come out by using media, the mainstream media, any form of media really, to support this woman, to openly support this woman as it concerns not just canvassing for them, encouraging women who are coming out for more women representation, right, to back them up. This is going to be such a huge victory.
Exactly.
Well, not just Nigeria, but every country where they have lack of women representation. I know when this starts happening in politics, it's going to affect other areas of our lives, our careers, in businesses. You know, there are some business owners that are women, right? And men do not want to have any business to do with them. They are waiting for the husband to come back. They want to make this huge transaction, and they don't trust the woman. They want when the husband is back. Do you understand? That doesn't happen all the time. I'm just saying, I'm just giving example, and how this is just going to affect other aspects of our lives. Do you have any other points?
Yeah, sure. I think one way that men can actually campaign for these women is firstly by crediting their female co-workers' idea fairly. In the sense that when this female bring up an idea, the men are supposed to support their ideas. I'm not thinking that.
Idea, of course.
Yeah, of course, a good idea. I'm not just
on good.
Emphasize on good ideas, and they should not just be like, why is she the one bringing up the idea that's supposed to be from the man? I think that men should support ladies is whenever they bring up a good idea. And that's why I like Mr. P2B is always going down to women and saying that his success are always linked to these women. He's always bringing it down to that women are part of his success. And by doing that, you're encouraging these women, and also your co-workers, like you guys at work, and when they bring up a good idea, I think you should actually support them, and by doing that, you're encouraging them to come up. So
instead of
speaking down at them, exactly.
And I love that because Mr. P2B, right?
Mr.
P2B is someone who we have seen do this before. I mean, let's look at when he was governor of Anambra State and the things that he did. And I love that statement. It was actually until this year that I saw the statement where he said that he's attributing his success to the women he associated himself while he was governor of Anambra State. And to me, that was very bold.
Exactly.
And then it's true because it actually encouraged me as a person. Because all the time what we get in the media is men speaking down about women. Funny enough, right, in the media, they don't even show us where men speak down on women. There's not even any tiny media representation. It's nothing, it's just blank. It's there, right? So I was so happy when I saw what Mr. P2B had to say about women, and this is why we are supporting P2B.
Exactly.
Beautiful other reasons. This is
one of the reasons.
Exactly. Why we are supporting Mr. P2B and why more women should be supporting Mr. P2B. You want to say something, Jessica?
Okay, yeah, I wanted to include something which we've talked about before, but let's just point it out, right? The issue of sexism, because men see, I don't know why beauty is a problem.
Exactly.
It has been a problem. If you're beautiful, you have higher chances of being tempted and all of these things. But then I think men should stop seeing women based on what they can offer sexually or who they are and their physical endowment and all those things. They should start seeing them as people who can bring something to the table, people who have capacity. And it doesn't even stop at men, women as well. Like within ourselves. Thank you. Before a woman can even talk, you first of all judge her based on her appearance. Or is she beautiful? Does she have all of these things? You know, you first of all downplay this quality that she has not even shown yet. So aside from the men, it's also start from the women. How we see things, how we perceive things is very important. And because I think that this thing is how do I put it? Like it's a mindset thing, but then it's how. I don't know if they call it tele something. I want to use a psychological word, but then what you think, your mindset also relates with other people. It is what you think that other people will relate with you. Like if you think if you think something good about yourself, people will think that you're good. If you think something bad about yourself, people will think that you're bad. But just imagine that you begin to see yourself only as a sex object, or you only define yourself based on the endowment, physical qualities that you have. How do you expect this man to see beyond this? So it also starts with your mind as well, you know.
And then not just the mind, right? Of course, I would say the mind because the mind also affects everybody in the society. Because let's look at what we see on the media, right? You listen to music, you watch music videos, and what you see is
exactly.
I'm telling you,
exactly.
Day out, and it's crazy. You read novels, the same thing. You watch movies, the same thing, and then you see the emphasis on most of our female celebrities, right? Going the extra mile to and further endow their natural assets, right? Of course, it's a personal decision. But then let's look at the increase from now till, let's compare now and maybe 10 years back. It wasn't like this. And then young girls are looking up to these women.
Exactly, that's the thing.
And then it's just a circle, right? They're looking up to them and they are seeing that everything is about, really, it's about
appearance,
it's about the body, it's about the endowment. And then you spend money instead of investing the money in skills. I have a friend.
I wanted to even mention a friend.
Okay, let's go. Who is a male fitness trainer. He's a trainer, right? And he was telling me the other day how he had this girl come into his DM and say she wants to train with him. But she has a question that, look, if she trains with him, right, how long is it going to take for her to get this figure 8.
Yeah, glass figure.
No, not even just the glass figure. The, you know, big backside. How long is it going to take for her? That if it's going to take time, that he should tell her so that she can go and do BBL.
Imagine.
Wow.
Straight up.
Wow.
And she was, this is a young girl, right? And this is not just her. It's a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of young girls. And it's really sad that most people are building their life around what they see on social media,
Exactly.
around what they hear, around what they see happening, see trending on social media. So I think that in an agreement to what you just said, right, women also need this mind shift, in the sense that there are women that are supporting, or there are women that are furnishing this this ideology that we need to wipe off completely. And when I talked about the research where women actually, they were telling me that, oh, inheritance, of course, how did they say this in Igbo? I don't know how they said that. That's normally
yeah, women don't have lands, they don't own lands.
Yeah.
I
love that. Thank you very much. So that is that. And I think that women, this education, I think one of the ways that we can handle this is education, reorientation, and this is very important, because I don't know how else this is going to change. And I also think women need to also start reading more.
Yeah, exactly.
When I say reading, not just novels, right? I mean reading books. And it should start from a young age. It should start from a younger age.
Okay.
And this is just going to change a whole lot. And that's why I want Mr. People to read. Because
exactly.
We've seen him do this before with students and teachers in Anambra State Secondary School. So I believe that if we start doing this, it's just going to be a whole different result.
Okay, can I add something to what you just said? Okay, based on changing our paradigm as women, I think we should also start with the social media. Because social media is something that you will not even know when you're influenced. Like when you keep seeing things, the more you keep seeing it, before you know it, you are beginning to exemplify what you see.
Without
so imagine, thank you. Imagine that you keep seeing women who are always, who are coming out to talk about politics, or not just politics, but sensible things. Not people who are on the internet and the only thing that they know would give them likes and attention is twerking and all of those things going on the internet. If you keep seeing all those things, I bet you, even there are some times where there was a time where I didn't have strong resolutions, right? I kept seeing all of those things, but before you know it, I began to portray, emulate, and wanted to do all those things until I'm like, okay, wait, this is not what you intend to do. This is not the path that you want to tread. So women should use social media to reinforce this mindset, because if you don't put it out there, people are not going to do it. People are not going to change their mind. We always talk about change. Okay, even if we want to change our mind, we're going to start from kids who are growing up, and that's going to take a lot of time. So let's start now. Put these things out there. If you know I don't know if I should start with argument. There's nothing, you can't go online and be arguing, but then put sensible things out there. The more it's out there, the more other people would want to emulate and, do those things.
And you're starting a change.
You're doing that. I think that it has already started with Peter Obi. You see young, pretty women who are there speaking and showing up.
I love
it's
that.
amazing.
I love that. And the whole Obidient movement is not just a political movement. It's a whole mindset redefining movement for all of us here in Nigeria and even in diaspora. So I'm here for all of that. I think there are still other ideas, solutions that we can give on how men can support women more. But let's just stop here for now, because we don't want to exhaust everything just yet. Let's just stop here for now. It's been such an amazing time, and I particularly enjoyed this conversation because it's just really nice to talk about the role men can play. I didn't know it was going to be this interesting, but it was actually very nice. It was actually very nice to do this, especially with two intelligent, beautiful young ladies by my side, Grace and Jessica. I think that will be all. Thank you so much for sticking with us again, and don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. We are at Obidient Family TV, and you can also follow us on our social media handles. I am at Sharon Enemchuku.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Jessica__. The Jessica is spelled as JAYCCEK. KAH double underscore.
Anyway, you can follow me on Facebook at Ife Amara and Instagram at Signal Empire.
All right. Thank you very much, our viewers. Thank you for standing with us till this very minute. It's been an absolute pleasure. Till we come to your screen next week, do have an amazing weekend and bye.
Bye.